Did I do that? Did I do that? Did I create that? Did I? I have an interesting take on that, and I think that sometimes things just happen in reality, that maybe we did, maybe we didn't, maybe we need to learn to live with it, maybe we just need to play with it. This is Susie, your beautiful Swan Queen. Welcome back to the garden, my beautiful ducklings. Today is day 3 of the 21-day challenge of saying the short phrase, why am I living my dream life? Or why am I happy with my specific person? You know, that little short phrase that you guys are repeating to see how it changes your life. So, love some updates to see if anybody's having some amazing successes with it. As always, subscribe, smash the like button, share my videos, and thank you for tuning in. So, did I create that? Yes? No? Maybe. Literally? Absolutely, positively not. So you guys know that I've been going through something, and I have had ups and downs with it because of the situation. And one of the things that I have been messing around with is, how did I create that? I'm stuck in, how did I create that? Well, if I created it, that's really hard to live with. If a bad thing happens that has absolutely nothing to do that is going to get you your manifestation that you are working on, and it didn't get you your manifestation, then, you know, not necessarily something you created. We're not supposed to mess in the how as to how we get our manifestation. So if I'm not allowed to mess in the how, that truly 100% means I don't create everything. So I am manifesting the love of my life back. And family is trying to set up an arranged marriage with a whole bunch of other people. They're like, well, what about this person? What about this person? Let's talk to this person. And you're not on that list. That could be culture. The culture created that. That could be the family just wants to get them married off because, you know, moms love to be grandmas, and because we love to be grandmas, we're always like, when are you getting married and going to have a baby? Think about it. Some things are just generationally passed along, and it is just a thing that comes from your family that says this is how reality is created. If you didn't know what a bad thing was, how would you know what a good thing is? If you didn't know what is going on outside your window, you didn't create it. I mean, let's use the analogy. If a tree falls in a forest and you are there, does it make a noise? But if a tree fell in the forest and nobody was there, did it make a noise? We don't know, because if nobody's there and the tree falls, we can't answer that question. So do I create absolutely 100% everything in my reality? I don't believe so. Absolutely, positively not. Number one, I would never create wars where people would go to war. I would not do that, because I don't think a mother should lose a child, and I don't think people should be pitted up against each other, killing each other for political reasons or religious reasons. So I wouldn't have created war. The virus. Did I create the virus? Absolutely not. I mean, I'm a homebody. I love being home. But I didn't create a virus to cause the entire world to lock us in our houses. Absolutely, positively not. I'm a woman. The worst thing you can possibly do to a woman is assault her. Would I create that? Absolutely, positively not. I would not create that. Did I create the third party with my specific person? Possibly. That's a maybe. Did I create my specific person leaving me? Yes. I will say yes, you did. Because there's 3 different things here, all right? There is a story of a auntie who helped a woman who was stabbed by a crazy ex-boyfriend. or husband, I forget if he was a husband or the boyfriend, to stab 27 times. The EMT proposed to this woman after he saved her life. They fell in love, got married. Beautiful story. But did she create being stabbed 27 times? That's a lot of anger. That person had a lot of anger that did that. I don't know. Nobody will know because we're not in that situation. But bad things do happen, so we can know what good things are. So I have been stuck in, how did I create that mode? How did I create this? What did I do that created this? And I've been digging around in my manifesting tips, techniques, and tool belts to try to figure out how I created something. That is the wrong way to use any form of, did I do that? How did I create that? Because I'm trying to take a problem and figure out how I created it. First of all, that's not solving the problem. It's not moving past the problem. It's causing you to be stuck in the problem. Second of all, it's not allowing me to move on. Now, if I am going, how did I create that? So I manifest free cups of coffee. I manifest text messages. I manifested my Pootie Pie chair. How did I create that? Well, I could sit down and I can journal. I can make a graph, a chart. What did I say differently in the coffee? What did I say when I was manifesting the text messages? What did I say to get the Pootie Pie chair? And I can see how I created my manifesting the best possible way, the easiest, most fun, adventurous way possible, with the least amount of effort. You guys hear me say it all the time. It's effortless. It's easy. It's fun. It's adventurous. My manifestations show up in the most fun, adventurous ways. My Pootie Pie chair. I got makeup delivered, and he brought me a chair. That was fun. I love my chair. It's freaking awesome. Everybody loves my chair. They all have to try it out. It's freaking awesome. But did I create what happened to me? No, I didn't. What happened because sometimes bad things happen, so we know what the good thing is. So we know what amazing things are. So you have a bad situation, you have a good situation, you have an amazing situation. You can tell me the difference between those three things. Well, if bad didn't happen, you would think a car accident, oh, it was just a car accident, it's all good, it's good, it's good. That person, it's good. Not necessarily. No, it's not good. If you saw somebody get a new car from a car accident, you're going to go, oh, that's amazing, they got a new car after their car accident. But they didn't want a new car because they just got a new car. That's not good. So how do you deal with, how did I create that? And I'm going to use me for this, all right? I was assaulted. The person who did it, it blows my mind. It totally blows my mind what happened. And I fell. Like, some days I do really absolutely amazing. Other days it's like, today was one of those days. Which is why I do apologize for my video being late. But I'm okay. I'm going to be okay. I'm getting better. The thing is, if I didn't know what something bad was, how would I know something's good? The assault didn't bring about any manifestations I'm working on, so it has no repertoire or play in my reality. Y'all know that people knock on my door. Well, right now, people are not knocking on my door. They're calling me and texting me to tell me that they're on their way. UPS delivered something. He went to my daughter's first, and then he came to me, and my daughter texted me, open the door, UPS. I was like, she gave me a heads up so that I knew he was outside my door, so I didn't freak out. But if I want a date, they're going to knock on my door. So eventually I have to get back to, they knock on my door. Well, here's the thing. I didn't create it. It has no play in my manifestations. It has absolutely, positively no meaning whatsoever in my life. It's not helping me. But in this case, I'm redirecting what happened. I had 3 people who gave me some absolutely amazing advice, which I have followed. And I thank those 3 people from the bottom of my heart for that information. I have to use the tools, the techniques, and the tips to deal with the situation. So you broke up with your specific person. You specific person's family is trying to do something that you don't like, arranged marriage, and they're trying to marry him off to somebody else. We don't always create those things. We can be the cause of it. I mean, no woman's going to walk around and say, I want to be assaulted. I want to know what it's like to be assaulted. No woman's going to do that. But what we cannot do is dwell in it. So I have the same choices you guys do in this situation. And this applies to anything that happened in your reality. Whether it's health, it's money, it is physically changing your body, if it is a specific person, if it is, repairing relationships, if it's, getting a new car. You can all do the same thing. You had a bad situation happen. What do you want to do? So the first thing everybody's going to say is, well, revise, it didn't happen. Well, that's kind of hard because right now my safety, my peace of mind has been rocked. And I can't get the words to figure out how to revise it. Blanket revising it isn't going to work either because, that's not going to fix that issue. It will help with my safety and my peace of mind because I can blanket revise. I always feel safe. I always have peace of mind. I always have peace of mind. I'm always safe. I can blanket revise, which would help that situation. I can forgive the person who did it to me, but that would mean I would have to forget. To forgive is to truly forget it happened. So if I forgive, that's, like revision, I have to forget it happened. So then what's the next thing? I have to redirect. This bad situation happened, and what do I want to take forward from it? So in this case, I'm using the bad situation to teach. So I'm taking a bad situation to teach you that we don't always create everything in our reality. And then I am redirecting what happened in a forward-focusing motion so that I can move past, live with what happened, and create a better future ahead of me. So how do we redirect this? So this bad thing was created. I am using it to teach. So that's a redirection. And how am I using it to teach? To tell you it's okay. Bad shit does happen. It really, truly does happen. It happens so that we know what good is and amazing is. Lucifer would say humans love drama. So we could blame Lucifer for it happening. He would probably say he didn't cause this though, but we could blame Lucifer for it. After all, the devil gets blamed for everything us humans do that is wrong. We can also, say, there is something else out there besides us. I'm a Catholic. You guys know I'm Catholic. I do believe in God. I do believe in the angels. So if I believe in God, I know that there's something else out there besides me, but yet I am the creator of my reality. Well, I don't believe God created me being assaulted. I don't believe the devil created me being assaulted. I just think it was a bad situation. I truly do believe it was a bad situation, but it happened. So I am going to redirect my thoughts to, this bad thing happened, so now I know what good is, and I am going to focus on redirecting my thoughts to my end, and my end is safe, protected, supported, loved, and I always have amazing relationships. Because if I always have amazing relationships, then this bad thing can no longer happen to me. So I'm choosing to say, I'm going to play with this, and I'm going to move it to the past, and I'm going to redirect my focus forward. If you want to revise it, you can. You can revise it, never happened. Because when they decided to marry the son, they picked me right from the get-go. They picked me. They picked me. They just picked me. They always pick me when marriage comes up. And that can redirect that you're being picked if you can truly, truly push that old story behind. Not everybody's capable of doing that. So sometimes revision isn't the best tool for everybody. And what I share may not be for everybody every single time, but I teach on YouTube as a broad spectrum. So you take what actually works for you, put it in your tool belt, and move forward. If it doesn't work for you, that's okay. Because I could be like grateful if this had brought a manifestation about, well, you know, this bad thing happened to bring about my manifestation. So thank you for the chaos that caused me to be with the love of my life. I could do that. I could just, walk around and go, you had a bad day. I forgive you. And, we wound up parting as friends. Something. I could come up with a way to forgive them where you didn't actually happen. Ronald Reagan was belittled because he forgave the person who shot him when he was president. Well, that person still did jail time. That person did still shoot him. It didn't erase the incident from history, though. And that's the thing. You have history. It was created. You're trying to figure out what you did wrong so that you can uncreate it. You can't look at it that way. Sometimes you just have to chuck it in the bucket and say, I didn't create it. It was created because guess what? You put out an order. Minion Dave went up and down the aisles and picked out your stuff that you wanted in your order. He gives it to Dawn. Dawn delivers it. So Dawn is delivering my manifestation, but we're not supposed to mess in how we got it. So let's not mess in how we created it unless we are actually physically trying to figure out how we manifest in the best, easiest, most fun and adventurous way possible. Chuck it up to, there is a whole bunch of things going on in the world. If a tree fell in the forest, would you hear it if you weren't there? No, you wouldn't hear it. So did you cause the tree to fall? No. Trees naturally die. They naturally rot. They naturally fall. So good things naturally happen. Bad things naturally happen. But not always because we created it. It's a lot simpler to know that I create, say, 90% of what happens in my reality. But that 10%, when it's being delivered, we don't know how it's going to show up. I mean, after all, we have the minions who are filling our orders. And do they bring our orders via we are out traveling? Do they bring it by the post office? Do they bring it by UPS, FedEx? There's a yellow delivery service that comes around here. I think it's DHL that delivers around here. Uber delivers. Lyft delivers. So there's so many different ways that our manifestations can be delivered to us, but your pizza winds up cold because your delivery person couldn't find your address. You're going to get a replacement pizza, possibly, or you're just going to eat the cold pizza. You have to choose. And in creating everything in our reality, I choose to think that there are some things that happen because other things need to happen. So a bad thing happening to you may not benefit you 100% at all. May not get you anywhere, anyhow, nothing. that doesn't mean you created it. It just means it happened. And what you do with it next is what you need to do. So you have to take whatever is thrown at you, because of the way the minions deliver stuff, sometimes with a grain of salt. Flush it down the toilet. Get rid of it. And focus on what you want to change, what you need to feel to be able to live with what other bad thing happened. Because messing in this doesn't change the situation. It just keeps you in that story of what happened, and now you're digging around in it, you're blowing it out of proportion, and you're making it even worse. Instead of, sometimes things go wrong in life, and this is one of those things that went wrong in life, and I'm going to use it to help explain to people that bad things happen, and we're not always responsible for it. Because it's a lot easier truly to live that way than it is to sit here and say, I caused it. Because there isn't a single woman in the world that I know who would walk around and say, I'm going to get assaulted. I'm going to get assaulted. I'm going to get assaulted. We're not doing that. Nowhere in our head, our thought pattern, are we thinking that. And if we are, that you need to change that story, because trust me, it's not fun to be. It's not. It rocks you to the core, because you don't feel safe anymore. You feel very violated. And when you do that, you got to find a way to live with it, and I don't think anybody should live with it. I tell you guys all the time, stuff has happened in my life that is not good. And because that stuff has happened that's not good, I use it to find a way to live with it, to revise it in a blanket way, to be able to make it not as bad. And that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm playing that the story is in the past. I am sending him far away, and I am moving to a reality now where somebody specifically gave me a phrase to say, and only certain people are allowed in that reality, and I have to name them. And that is a way to deal with moving forward. I keep telling you guys, we can't spend all of our time back here revising everything that's happened in our life, because then we are spending all of our time, effort, and energy in this chaos instead of focusing forward and going, you know what? I had a lousy childhood, but there's some really good things that happened in it, and as a result, I'm a great mother. I had this happen, and as a result, I'm using it as a teaching lesson. I had that happen, and as a result, this happened. I mean, I had a client who wanted a new car. She didn't specifically say it was going to come in a fun and adventurous way, and she got carjacked. I wanted a new car. She didn't actually script, I'm going to get carjacked. So in that case, it's another scenario. She didn't create carjacking. She created wanting a new car. And that's why I stress easily, effortlessly, fun, and adventure when you are creating your manifestations, so that you get as little chaos in your life as possible. But every history book you will ever read, if you study history, my ex's family are history buffs. They are history historians. They're historians of history historians. Oh my God, the history that family studies, reads, and talks about would drive somebody who thinks that's not really a lot of information that you need to know crazy. But every celebrity, every athlete, every person who is teaching, they went through something to get to their end. So Michael Jordan is one of the greatest basketball players of all time. He still had to go out and practice shooting the baskets, but he was also imagining shooting the baskets. And his self-talk was, I'm an amazing basketball player. You have Robert Downey Jr. Love that man. He grew up, he got into the movies, he became a huge drug addict, He cleaned up his life, and look at him 20 years later. He is absolutely amazing. You have stories, and you can choose whether or not you want to keep that in the book of your life. You can choose to edit that out of the book of your life. But if you live in a glass house and you are a public person, these things come out. Because somewhere there can be a paper trail. Somewhere something can happen. You have women who did adult movies, and now they are married to, famous people. They redirected their story. They didn't change it. We don't have to change everything. Sometimes we can just say, you know what, this bad thing happened. What can I do to live with it? How can I use it to help other people? And where do I need to focus forward to know that bad things do happen, but I want 99.9% good now. I would love to have 100% good, but if we all had 100% good things that happened in our lives, we truly, truly, truly would not be studying manifestation because we'd be living the charmed life. Start walking around and asking why I have an amazing life. Do that 21-day challenge, because that 21-day challenge will change your life for the better, and less of these bad things that you are trying to figure out how you created will not happen to you in your reality. But I am considered a manifesting expert. There's no way I created what happened. There's none at all. But I am choosing to use it as a teaching skill and to focus forward that I am always safe, always protected, and supported. And if I focus on I'm always safe, always protected, always supported, then I am moving forward, and this stuff will fall to the wayside. And when that happens, I learned a lesson and I moved on. And I didn't stay in the pity party me. I created this and I don't know what to do. Well, stop figuring out how you created it. Redirect, focus forward, and use it to your advantage for something. I know what bad is. I know what really bad is. So now I know what good and really amazing things are. We all do. We all have bad stories. Just decide that it's okay that bad things occasionally happen, because it's a lot easier to live with it than the mess and how did I create it. I love you guys. Have an absolutely amazing day. Again, subscribe, smash the like button, share my videos, and as always, tell me how what I'm sharing with you is drastically changing your life for the better.